Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi nahmaduhu wa nusalli wa nusallimu ala rasulil kareem. Amma ba'd, faqad qala Allahu tabaraka wa ta'ala fil Qur'anil Majid wal Furqanil Hamid. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Sadaqallahul azim. وقال الله تبارك وتعالى في شأن حبيبه مخبرا وآمرا إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم وصل عليه. My dear respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a series of short lectures on the Quran and science. And we are going to investigate, inshallah, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encourages us to ponder and to reflect about His creation, and also to connect the latest scientific advancements and understandings we have and try and relate them to what the Holy Quran talks about and states. Remember, the Holy Quran is the truth. And if science then can, or if the Holy Quran can then corroborate and confirm what science is saying, then there's a chance that science is actually correct. Now, science being quite a young and immature subject, the Holy Quran being a confirmed and a truthful and realistic subject, we have to then, try and combine the two sources of knowledge together. But the Holy Quran is a definitive and absolute guide as to whether science is correct, not the other way around. So let me make that absolutely clear. The second thing is, are we allowed to use the Holy Quran to understand science? Well, yes, we are. And the verse I've recited mentions and discusses that. Allah Azza wa Jal says in the very first verse of Surah Fatiha, so essentially it's the first verse of the Holy Quran. Of course, we have Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. But the first verse of the Holy Quran, if you don't include tasmiyah, is praise be to Allah, Alhamdulillah. And then Allah Azza wa Jal says, Rabbil Alameen, that He is the Lord of the worlds. Alam is world, and Alameen is worlds. So it's a plural of world, i.e. many, many worlds, from 3 to an infinite number of worlds. And Rabb means not just Lord, it actually has a slightly deeper meaning. Rabb means the one who nourishes, who sustains, who looks after. Now, at the time of the Holy Quran, very little was known about our solar system and about the cosmos. People thought the world was flat. People thought the Earth was the center of a universe. People thought the stars were on a big glass disc that, went round and round during the night time, and the sun also went around the Earth. And since then we've actually understood quite a lot. Even black holes weren't discovered until in the 1970s in terms of the confirmation of their existence. And just recently we found that every galaxy probably contains not just a black hole but a supermassive black hole. So we are in the very early stages of scientific understanding. Now, with that in mind, when Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Holy Quran 1,400 years ago, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, not the galaxies, not the solar systems, not the universe as such, but the worlds. So where we have an Earth is a world. The sun is a star. The sun is not a world. The stars are also, like our sun, other stars. They're not worlds. Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying that when you discover more worlds, and we're discovering them now, of course, our solar system, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and possibly Pluto. We've discovered these mostly in the last few hundred years. But Allah Azza wa Jal has said many hundreds of years before that I am Lord of these worlds, which you're about to discover. You haven't discovered them yet, but when you discover them, I'm Lord of that world. And that's not just about our solar system. We are talking about now other stars in our galaxy. And scientists, astronomers now, they are finding the existence of other planets in other parts of the galaxy. Because the way they do it is this. If you understand the laws of gravitation, as one planet orbits the sun, actually the planet attracts the sun a little bit, and the sun attracts the planet a lot, because gravity is dependent upon the mass. The sun is huge compared to all the other planets, but there is an attraction. So if you have a huge planet orbiting a sun that's very close to the sun, not our sun, another star, that star will actually move a little bit. We call it, it'll wobble a little bit, it'll move left and right a little bit according to the orbit of the planet. And astronomers have actually recognized that certain stars do actually have a wobble. They actually move a bit, they shake a bit over a period of time. And hence the only explanation that they can give is that that particular star has a huge planet orbiting it very fast. It's a very massive planet. They haven't been able to see the planet, but they've been able to notice the wobble. The other way they've discovered other planets is this: as a planet passes in front of the sun or a star, the star's light is reduced by a very, very small amount. It's as if you pass in front of a car headlight. You know something's passing in front of a car headlight because the headlight of the car actually reduces its emission of light by a certain amount. Now, the analogy we have for a planet passing in front of the sun is that if a grain of sand passes in front of a car headlight, that's how much the headlight is reduced in intensity, and that's what the astronomers have to measure. So they have to measure as if they're measuring a grain of sand passing in front of the headlight. You can't see the grain of sand, but what you notice is this: you notice that the light being emitted has been slightly reduced. And this reduction takes place at regular intervals. Hence, the only explanation for that is that possibly a planet is orbiting that particular star. So they have discovered that there are many hundreds of planets. Now this, my dear brothers and sisters, has only been found in the last 10, 20 years. It's a painstaking thing. It takes a long time to discover these planets. But they've discovered now 1 to 200 or even more planets outside our own solar system. But this is a recent discovery. But my dear brothers and sisters, the Holy Quran has said, many hundreds of years ago, 1400 years ago, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds. In other words, as soon as you discover a planet, Allah Azza wa Jalla is saying, I am Lord of that planet. I am Rabb of that planet. That planet is there due to my nourishing it, due to my laws which I have created and I am sustaining to keep that planet in existence. Due to my laws of creation and destruction I have put into place in the universe, which allows the planets to be created and to be destroyed. So we are only discovering Allah's creation. We are not even manipulating it yet. We're just looking at it. Because the universe, mashallah, is so vast, we can't even see the ends of it. It's so numerous in terms of number of stars and planets, we can't even count them. So Allah is saying right at the beginning of the Holy Quran, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, praise be to Allah, Lord of all the worlds. Whether you can see them or not, whether you can discover them or not, whether you can count them or not, I am Lord of all the worlds. So, my dear brothers and sisters, if Allah Azza wa Jal starts the Holy Quran with this sentence, we are not just allowed, we are encouraged to ponder, to reflect, and to look and discover things in Allah's creation. In fact, we are positively encouraged and instructed to do this. So we are allowed to do it. We are allowed to check science with the meaning of the Holy Quran, and we are allowed to amaze ourselves and wonder about the creation, the vast creation, the amazing creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why we say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, and wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.